Freya is officially 6 months old. Good morning, guys, and happy Tuesday. The sun is rising, got that morning golden glow. Freya is officially 6 months old. And she has to go potty. Diving into today's video, a lot of Freya's schedule has changed since 5 months to 6 months. I mean, typically we get her up at 7 a.m. and she takes a nap until 9. If you've been watching all the other ones, you know this. But now we just get up and go at 7. Oh, thank you. If you're not new to my channel, you already know that we moved apartments. You can tell that in the background, but also if you've been watching all of the other Pupdate videos, you would know that we typically just take her out on our little balcony porch thing to go potty because we had a pet loo, a turf kind of area that she could go potty. It was really convenient for apartment living. But at this new place, we don't have a balcony, which means we actually have to take her outside to go potty. Not the end of the world, but it's been inconvenient for us because we've been so used to just getting up and letting her out at any time and not really having to put shoes on or go outside or put a collar on. You just go potty naked. But someone did ask how she has done with the move in general, and honestly, she's done so fine. I brought her here a couple times before we even moved in, so that way she could sniff around, smell out the place, and kind of get used to it before we moved in. I don't know if that really made a difference. She did kind of smell around. She would whine a little bit, she didn't know what to do when there was nothing in here, which made sense. But when we first moved in, our couch was already here for a couple days. We had the rugs here for a couple days, so she had things that had her scent on them and things that smelled like home in here immediately, which was, I think, helpful. So honestly, the whole move, the transition has been really great with her. She has done great. I was also nervous because I've read that Aussies don't do well with change or moving and stuff, but she's done great. She basically has the whole half of our living room for her playpen and crate area. She has so much more space now. I think she's happy and happier here. She has 2 bedrooms to lay in. She just has more space, which is what the reasoning of us moving was. And overall, she's just moved really well. But for us, we're getting used to it now too, but the first 2 weeks living here, it was so inconvenient to take her potty. I absolutely hated it. I hated going outside to go take her. I would go in what I would normally take her out in, which is Griffin's oversized shirt and sleep shorts or something, and then I'd run into neighbors outside at 6 o'clock in the morning and they're looking nice and I look like a crazy woman. So there's just weird things like that that we're getting used to, but Freya, she's been fine. But now that we're up and at it, ready to go by 7 a.m., I'm already prepping her little treat pouch that I use all the freaking time. I will link this down below. It is so good. I mean, it's just really basic, but it's so good. I use this literally every day with her. I put her food in here, and I did want to talk about food for a second because we always talk about food at the beginning of what kind of food she's eating. And in my last video, we had switched her over to Blue Buffalo, and I got a lot of comments saying that we should not feed her that food. Vets have recommended not to do it, blah, blah, blah. After further deeper research into it, we did decide to switch her again. And so now she eats the Purina Pro plan, but puppy food. And she's been taking to that very well. I honestly don't think she cares about switching foods or anything like that. But we did switch her from Blue Buffalo, and I wanted to tell you guys that because I know a lot of you guys were worried and was no, don't do that. So I appreciate you guys. I appreciate all the comments letting us know. And so we are no longer on that food, but she does eat a cup in the morning and a cup at night. And then usually throughout the day, she gets another cup or a half cup as far as working treats, or when we go out into the world, she gets some more treats. But her official meals is a cup in the morning, a cup at night. So I threw a cup into her treat pouch here because we're gonna go on our walk that we always go on in the morning. And I always bring treats with me on walks. Are you ready for our walk? I always bring my treat pouch because we are always working. I don't want it to seem like I'm a drill sergeant and she's always working, but I'm always wanting to encourage good behaviors and discourage bad behaviors. For example, I got asked how I taught her not to pull on the leash. I want to make it clear that she does pull on the leash. She has not learned to not do that. Sometimes it's really, really bad, sometimes it's not, but we work on it, and that's one of the things that I bring the treats for, so that way when she's not pulling on the leash, I'm just shoving treats down her throat so she knows oh, this is good, this is bad kind of thing. I'll show you what I mean and show you how we do that. But I also got a question of like how I deal with her pulling on the leash like around distractions. And so before I got to like where I normally walk her, okay, wait, so see right now, this is a behavior that I want to give treats to because I'm standing here doing absolutely nothing and she just laid down. She knows that we're not moving and that she needs to be calm because mom is doing something. And I love that. That's so good. Good girl. But anyways, before I got her here to like where we normally walk her, there was like a dog that was walking by. They were close enough to where they could meet, and that's one of Freya's like biggest weaknesses is other dogs. She just wants to say hi to all of them. She wants to hang out with all of them. She wants to play with all of them. And so we've worked really hard on it. She is not perfect, and honestly, this video is going to show her doing something like very good, which is not what she normally does. Like I was shocked that she didn't try to like lunge after them. When we came closer to them, she basically was like fixated on them, like, oh my god, there's a dog there, oh my god, there's a dog there. But then she looked back at me and I was like, bam, yes, good girl. So every time that she is disengaging with the thing and checking back in with me, positive reinforcement, like give her that treat, say good girl, yes. And sometimes if she doesn't do it on her own, I'll like make some sort of a noise, like a, that's usually what I do to get her attention, or I say her name, or I just say like, come on, let's go. Like I try to get her to like, okay, now we're moving on. And then I give her treats when she does that and when she listens to my commands of like disengaging. You ready to keep walking? Come on. Good girl. Yeah, good girl. Basically, my number one tip for like walking etiquette is just constant communication. Like your dog's gonna go and sniff. They're gonna be a dog, which I 100% allow her to do, but I'm just in constant communication with her on like what is good and what is bad. So when she's doing something good, I'm just like, yeah, good girl. Like I like that behavior. Yep, you're doing good. But then when she either lunges or pulls away somewhere, I give her our correct word, which is and get her to do what I do want her to do. Like this, she's pulling and she realized that she can't. Good girl. Yeah, like that was good. One of the things we are working on, or that I would like for her to do, is when we're crossing the street, is for her not to cross before me. I want her to sit at a cross the street area and then we will cross together kind of thing. And so right here, we'll see what she does. I'm gonna slow down. Yes, good girl. Good girl. So I wait for her to give me the behavior that I want and then reinforce that. And honestly, with her breed and just like who she is, she does really well with commands. She wants to be given a command. She wants to please. She wants to have a job to do. Even with like leash pulling, at least for her, what has helped is to turn that into a command. So when she's pulling a lot and I don't want her to, I'm trying to utilize the word easy. And that way she'll know when I say easy, that means that I'm pulling and I need to stop and I need to come back to mom. Easy. Good girl. Yes, good, easy. You gonna press the button? Good girl. Sit. Yes. Okay, let's go. Good girl. Good girl. If you've been watching my other Pupdate videos, you already know what I'm gonna do with this food, which is the rest of her morning cup that was in my treat pouch that we didn't use on the walk. I would say it's about half. So we used half on the walk and then we're about to use half now. She is already in her place over there. But what we normally do in the mornings, unless we're like in a rush or we just don't have time kind of thing, I hand feed her her breakfast. That way we can use it for training purposes, just to like go over her tricks, her commands, either teaching her new ones, anything like that. And so that's what we're about to do with this. I'm actually gonna take this into the office, mainly because the whole area out there is hardwood. Oh, she ran into this bed. If she just wants food, she just knows she has to go to a bed. I'm moving this to the office in general because the living room is so big and it's great to do it at, but it's all hardwood and she slides and she can't really like sit very well. So I come in here so that way she can do it on carpet. Come. Yes, good come. You did lay down. I didn't tell you to do center. Thank you. Good kiss. Roll over. Yes, good roll over. High five. Good girl. Yes, good high fives. Yes, high five. Yes, good girl. Yes. Yes, good girl. Freya and Kitty have both eaten, had their walks, done their morning routine, so now it's time for mine and I get to finally get ready. But of course, my Velcro dog is always close by. She usually just sits in here while I shower, or she'll just go lay on the couch or the bed by herself kind of thing and take a nap. She's always sleepy after her walks. But I'm gonna go ahead and get ready. And we're ready. I put on an active outfit because of what we're gonna do with little Miss later in the day, but like midday. Oh my goodness, what are you doing? What are you doing? Oh, you're so pretty. Look at those ears. This is like a workout tank top. Has a built-in bra, freaking amazing. And then these shorts, which literally feel like butter, and they have pockets, and they're just very freaking comfortable because the activity of the day that Freya and I get to go on is kind of like woodsy hike, nature involved kind of thing. So wanted to dress the part even though we're not gonna go for a little bit. But this of course is just good for lounging around the house and editing videos, which is what I'm about to do. Which I know normally these videos are all about little Miss over here and not so much as like vlog style of like what I'm doing or wearing and stuff like that. Those are in my other vlogs. But I haven't been able to really vlog yet since moving in because we've just been so busy getting everything unpacked and getting everything set up. But in my first moving vlog, I was wearing like a white little like tennis skirt that you guys were obsessed with. And you guys were like, oh my god, where did you guys get those from? And so I went on my Instagram and showed you guys like all these new outfits that I got because I haven't been able to haul them in a vlog like I normally would. And y'all were obsessed to say the least. So I went through all the outfits. This is literally one of them that I showed you guys on my Instagram already. So what got me on this kick is because I don't know if you guys have the same like pages, feeds, social medias as I do, but I've seen everybody wearing these little like workout dresses, which I'll show you later today because the event that we're going on, which is what like I'm dressing for, this outfit is gonna get very dirty very quickly, so I'm gonna have to change anyway. So I'll show you the dress later. So I got a bunch of new workout clothes, 2 of those like workout dresses, this top, these shorts, a little like white tennis skirt that everybody's been wearing, a pair of like spandexy kind of shorts. I think that's it. But I got all of that from a place called Halara. I will link them down below because like all of these clothes are amazing. Both of the dresses have built-in shorts, but the one dress has pockets in the built-in shorts. And I'm just so happy about every piece that I got. And y'all were like in my DMs on Instagram about it, so I wanted to mention it in this video because I knew I was gonna be wearing it anyways to go on our little midday adventure. So yeah, I will link them down below. They're amazing. Guys, look how big she is. She loves to just spread out like this. Is you a sleepy baby? Oh, yeah, you see me. But with us moving in general, we've been working, of course, on getting ourselves in a good routine, but also little Miss in a good routine here. We had it pretty, like, good at the old place, but things change, schedules are changing, so we're trying to get it, like, set and dialed here. And while I'm working for, like, the first half of the day, she's, like, sleeping, usually, like, entertaining herself, whatever things that dogs do, and then take, like, my lunch break for, like, an hour or two to go take her on her adventure, and then she sleeps, entertains herself, that kind of thing, until my work day is done, and then we go do something else, or we're just home for the rest of the day kind of thing. And as you guys can see, she's already knocked on the bed, so I'm actually gonna get to work. But I will for sure check in with you guys on my lunch break before we go on our adventure. Do you know what time it is? It's time to go on an adventure. Oh my goodness, Big John. You've been sleeping all morning. How tired can you be? It's about 12:30 right now, which is perfect timing for us to go on our little midday adventure. Gotta grab the necessities. Treat pouch. Oh yeah, you know what that is. So like I said at the beginning of the video, I always bring with me like training treats and this training pouch literally no matter where we go. I did get asked like when I plan on phasing that out, and to be completely honest, I don't ever think I will. That's not to say that I give her treats for every single thing she does all the time for the rest of time, but I've also heard from a lot of other people that like have dogs and have channels or trainers and stuff like that, is one of the biggest mistakes that people make is taking away rewards too soon, and that gets your dog to not do the commands as well, or like longevity wise, like just they were talking about so many people just, you know, once they learn sit, they never give a treat for it again. Your dog's not gonna want to do it that long. Like imagine you have to get rewards for doing certain things or else you're not gonna want to do them anymore. So I don't think I'll ever take treats away just because she deserves to be rewarded for doing good things just as much as I reward myself for doing good things or doing things that I don't want to do. So I just threw some of her kibble in here. That is usually what we use when we go on excursions and stuff like that. Like all of her training treats is just kibble. But in the times that I know we're gonna be off leash working on like recall stuff, I want to have a little bit of higher value treats. Sometimes I'll just bring like ham or turkey. However, we don't have that right now. In turn, I'm gonna be bringing these Clucky soft bakes that come in her bark box. She does love, love, love any of those bark box treats we have. So I'm just gonna bring a handful of them that I can rip up into even smaller pieces. She's literally standing right by me. But the place that I'm taking her is kind of like a wooded area that we can walk around off leash. And since she's only a 6-month-old puppy and her impulse control is not yet under control, I bring high value treats because you never know when I'm gonna need them. If something were to happen and I need her to come back to me, I just like to be prepared because because she is not perfect with recall at all. And sometimes I have to remind myself that like I might be expecting a little bit too much of her at this age. She's literally only 6 months old. At 6 months, she's amazing. She's doing so well, but her weaknesses are other dogs, man. If she is off leash and she sees another dog, it's really hard for her to come back to me. Like she wants to go and say hello to that dog.
Can you sit? Good girl. Break. Up, up. Good girl. Sit. Yes, good sit. We made it to the trail. Little Miss is off sniffing around doing what she does best. And I of course got asked like what is her favorite thing to do? Is it like daycare? Is it hanging out with us? Is it going outside? Is it the dog park? Whatever. And of course she likes all of it. But I would say her number one like favorite thing ever is just to be outside doing something, which is like playing at the dog park, hiking these trails. Even at their old place when we had a balcony, she would just sit outside and just sit there, sleep out on the balcony. She loved being outside. But I can say that I have never seen her as excited as when I do when we drop her off for daycare. Like she cannot sit down. Her butt is just like wiggling so much. She's so excited to go to daycare and to play with dogs, which makes me so happy because, you know, sometimes I feel badly, you know, like that dog mom guilt of taking her to daycare instead of spending the day with her, but she loves it. Those people love her. I would say that's like top of her list. So here's an example, guys. She's all the way, you can't even see her anymore. Freya, come. Oh, well actually she did it. Come on, good girl. Yes. That was a good come. Sit, good come. Yes. I was half expecting her to not listen because once she gets like super invested like that, if she tries to go really far, which obviously I don't like right now. Easy. Good girl, come here. Yes. Good girl. It's because she knows you guys are watching. Good girl. Like I said this morning, I've been using the word easy as like a command or a cue that like she's pulling on a leash too much and she's gone too far and to come back. So essentially we can take that from on leash etiquette to off leash. Like when I don't want her going that far, she's gone too far for my liking. Easy tells her that she needs to come back. And that was cool because she actually did it. Good girl. Yes, good girl. And of course, just reinforcing those things, like when she wants to look for me, check in with me to see what I'm up to. What are you doing? I gotta take a picture. You look so cute. Good girl. Now I am gonna leash her up just because I hear dogs barking up there, and I think they're at the place that we want to go to anyways, and I don't want her like crashing their party and just like running in there unannounced. She just wants to sit in my lap and chew this stick. But we've been here for about an hour now. There was actually 2 other dogs here. There was like a doodle. Oh my god, there's mud on my camera. There was a doodle and then like a German Shepherd Aussie mix. They had fun. They ran around. They swam. The aftermath is quite dirty. And I am so dirty and wet. It was so much fun. She had a great time. I don't like filming other dogs, of course, because they're not my dogs and I don't know these people. So I didn't really get a lot of footage of them 2 playing. However, I did get asked if like Freya has friends in general, like doggy friends that she plays with. And we came to the same spot here on Sunday and actually played with one of her doggy friends, which is a coworker of ours. He also has an Australian Shepherd named Corbett. And so they got to play and that was her first time actually here and first time swimming. It was hilarious. She had a blast, which is why I wanted to come back today. Excuse me. Because I know how much fun she had. Oh, she's climbing back in my lap. Is that a good stick? But yeah, I knew exactly how much fun she had last time with her friend Corbett. So yeah, she does have little doggy friends. And I know that she has some friends at daycare. At least like daycare always tells us that she has like doggy friends that she plays with all the time. So yes, dogs have friends. You ready to go, little miss? She's been chewing these like stumps in the ground. Come on, it's time to go. Good girl. Good girl. What is Freya's favorite treat, you ask? The answer is peanut butter. Ain't that right? She'll do anything for some peanut butter. But since she is all muddy, I'm all muddy, she needs a bath. And I also got a question if she likes baths. And I don't know if she like likes them. She does them because she gets peanut butter. She'll do anything for peanut butter. She'll climb right in. Look at that. You ready to take a bath? Hi there. You're so clean. Oh my goodness. Hello. You're so clean. Look at you. Your white fur is white again. Heck yeah. Now she always gets extra floofy after the bath. Like her hair just goes everywhere. But I ended up getting so muddy myself and then wet from giving her a bath that I literally just went ahead and took another shower. And I changed into the green dress because I told you guys that I would show it to you. Isn't this freaking adorable? So it's like a spaghetti strap, built-in bra, has shorts built into it. The back of it is really freaking cute. It has that little like teardrop look on it. Absolutely adorable. It's not too short and it's so freaking comfortable. I always link Freya's stuff in these videos because these videos are usually about Freya. But for once, I'm gonna link my things down below. I'm gonna link their website and I actually do have a code if you guys want to use it. It is MA20 if you guys want 20% off of your order on their website, which I would highly freaking recommend because I'm already going to be getting more things. That entire adventure literally took like 3 hours out of my day. I wasn't meaning to, but we were just there for quite some time because we ran into other people and other doggos and they wanted to play. Oh, what are you doing? This is her routine after a bath. Oh, you're Of course, Freya's not upset about it taking 3 hours, but I do have other work to get done, and I want to say it's like closer to 4 now. So she's gonna take a nap, because she always does, after our adventures, and I'm gonna get back to work. Oh, thank you. Thank you. Have a good nap, okay?
She's like, Daddy, pick me up.
Break. Did you find all the pieces in there? A clean snuffle mat. And now for the human dinner. Can you drop it? I can't throw it to you unless you drop it. Good girl. Good, drop it. Ready? Go get it. Bring it here. Good girl. Drop it. Yes. Good drop. Ow! That was my hand. Sit. I will wait you out. Good, sit. Are you gonna catch it? Oh, that was close. Honestly, that's probably a bad throw by mom. Oh, there we go. Good girl. Hello guys, it is the next day. I don't know what got into me, but I literally passed out after dinner, which is really unlike me. Like even Griffin was like, why'd you go to bed so early? I don't know, I was just exhausted. And because of that, I didn't finish going through all of the questions that I kind of wanted to answer for you guys because I do really like these videos for myself so that way I can like remember Freya through her different like monthly stages, but I also want them to be as helpful or as informational as I can make them to help you guys out. I know that you guys have been asking me so much for like training videos or like how I taught Freya to do certain tricks, but in general like training videos, which I really want to do for you guys. I already have a list of things that I want to cover and make videos on. Life has just been hectic since we've been packing, prepping for the move. Now that we're in here, I'm really excited to get back in the swing of things, get back in a good schedule for posting in general, so be on the lookout for that. Make sure you're subscribed so you don't miss out on those. But on that note, I didn't want to leave without answering some of these questions, so I thought we'd kind of end the vlog style video with sit down Q&A kind of section. Julie said that she heard that month 5 is tough. Did Freya start rebelling at all? I wouldn't say that she started rebelling, but I have started noticing that she's being a little more like defiant, or no, stubborn is probably the better word for that. So every time we go to leave the house, you guys know we make her sit until we break her to leave the doorways and stuff like that after us. Now she's like really stubborn with sitting. Like if I ask her to sit at the door, she'll just stare at me and not want to sit down, and we just have this staring contest and I have to wait her out until she does it. So it's little things like that that I can start to see the rebellious stage coming in. Oh, look who's here. Hello. Oh my goodness. Yo. We're talking about you. Come here. Oh my goodness. Hi. On the same note, I got asked if we're worried about the upcoming adolescent stage. And I'm definitely at least worried about it because I've heard so much about it and how it is like this rebellious stage, the stubborn stage, like they start regressing a lot on a lot of things that they know, but there's nothing really we can do that's just kind of normal. It's like the teenage phase and, you know, teenage humans kind of stuff. The best advice that I can give, at least right now, not going through it yet, is the advice that I see a lot on like the Facebook pages, which is to just stay consistent, hold your ground, and to not give in to it because they want to retest your
your boundaries. They want to know if they can jump on the counters now. They want to know if they can do XYZ. You just stick to your same old thing, and it's gonna be like retraining a puppy again for a little bit. So not looking forward to it, but hers really hasn't started yet. I've just started to see a little bit of the stubbornness. One thing that I have noticed more of, rather than like the rebellious or like the stubborn stage, is the fear phase, which I got asked if she's hit hers yet. And I would definitely say we're more into the fear phase than the rebellious stage, unfortunately. She's never really like barked at things. She's not reactive about things in the past, but recently, within literally the last like 2 weeks or so, she started to be more fearful of things. You really got an itch right now? But this past week, she's shown this like fear about water, but like things in water. Like she loves water, she likes to go swimming. I've taken her a couple times. We took her to our apartment complex near the pool area. We were just like walking by, and at first she was totally fine. She was like having a great time with all the people there. And then these people got in the water. And once there were people in the water, she was like going crazy about it. She was barking at them. But it's also not something that we socialized her with. So it might just be a like, I don't know what this is, or if it was like started that fear. Another thing that she's never done before, or like shown to be scared of, and I really didn't know what to do in that situation. I was in the drive-thru ordering food. I don't even remember where I was, but one of the workers was wheeling a trash can out to the dumpster. And when the guy was coming back and he was coming like towards us with the trash can like rolling behind him, she was going crazy. She was like barking at him and running all around in the car. And I was like, oh my God, I'm so sorry. I'm trying to order my food. This girl can't hear. I couldn't get her to shut up. It was just a weird behavior for her because she doesn't do that. Like she loves being in the car now. She doesn't really care what's going on. So I can definitely tell that we're entering the fear stage more than I can tell that we're entering the rebellious stage. And I don't know which one's worse or which one's better. And the more that we go through the fear phase and the more that I kind of learn how to deal with that, I can give you guys tips on how we're dealing with that. But as of right now, it's kind of up in the air. It's only really started the last like 2 weeks or so. So wish us luck. I included this question because I've actually noticed some things about this, but we got asked, do we feel like she loses any of her habits of training at all when she's not with us? And Griffin and I are actually about to go on a trip right now. My mom's gonna come to the apartment and stay and take care of both of the animals. And I'm already anticipating some behavioral issues when we come back. And that's to no fault of like my mom in any way. Like no one's gonna take care of her or Kitty the way that I take care of them or the way that I train them or anything like that. Like even Griffin, like my standards are so high. But while Griffin and I were in Colorado a few months ago, Griffin's parents watched Freya for us and Kitty. And she did come back with a habit of biting her leash. And her leash is all chewed up now. When she'd go on walks now, she like tugs on her leash sometimes. We've started to kind of like pull that back because of course we don't want that behavior. But she never did that before until she went with them because they're not as strict with like walks as us. They didn't use like the treat pouch like I always do. They didn't have her in the heel. Like they don't know any of that, which is totally fine, but we didn't think about the kinds of behaviors that she might lose or also bad habits that she might gain. So that was one thing that she picked up from Griffin's parents' house. So I'm kind of curious of what'll be the next thing with her staying with my mom. And I saved the best question for last because I've never actually answered this question other than a few people in my Instagram DMs. Like some people just DM me asking for this information and I'm always free to pass it out. I just don't think I've ever talked about it in a video, but I got asked what resources did I find most helpful when learning how to train Freya. And so literally get your notebooks out, write this down in your phone. The two YouTube channels that were most helpful for me was Rachel Fusaro and then Zach George. Those two were like the most helpful on learning what to do on like your first day with them, what tricks I should be teaching, like how to crate train, all of those questions that are like the trickiest things. I learned a lot from just watching those two YouTube channels. I binged all of their content leading up to getting her. And then we actually enrolled in a puppy training course. It was virtual online kind of thing. So we didn't actually take her to classes. I just watched modules and implemented everything that I learned from the modules with her, which was definitely a godsend. Like the way that they have it structured is really nice by like weeks and by months and by years. And it goes all the way up until like a year plus of their age. And you just watch these videos every week, every month kind of thing and do what they tell you to do. And it honestly works. The puppy course that we enrolled into was the Fenrir Canines Perfect Puppy course. Absolutely amazing. They also have a YouTube channel and I follow them on Instagram. Tons of good content. I love their training styles and techniques. It's all like based on psychology, which was my degree in college. So I really liked that style of teaching and it really worked for me and for Freya. But I hope that's helpful for you because I definitely didn't do this on my own. Those three channels and people in general helped me a ton. So I hope they help you. But I hope this like ending Q&A section was helpful, especially on like certain behavioral kinds of questions or just like insight on like how Freya is doing at 6 months, of course. That's what these videos are all about. But if you're new here, make sure that you're subscribed so you don't miss out on future Pupdate videos. I do these every single month. You can also follow her on Instagram if you want to because I of course post videos and her stories and photos all the time of her. Or you can also follow myself on Instagram. I post her on there too, but also behind the scenes of my life if you guys are interested. But thank you guys so much for watching this month's Pupdate. Freya's literally just knocked out right here next to me. Just hanging out while mom films. But I love you guys so much, more than you'll ever know, and I will see you in the next video. Bye!